Hey, what's up everyone? Shane here with ROA Off-Road, and I'm here with the beautiful Cyntia.
Hi, and this is Betty, our little companion today.
Today we're going to be doing a unique tour that we've never done. We thought it would be really fun to do something as a couple, right? And as you were saying, people are probably sick of just seeing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So we thought it would be fun to have different perspective, not just from me always talking about it. And I also get a lot into the more technical. I think, what are you gonna try to point out?
I'm just gonna point out my favorite things about the RV. I don't really get into the mechanical parts, but just like the comfort and what's pretty and what's usable and the space itself. So that's what I'm gonna point, like really what stands out to me and my favorite things about the RV when we go camping.
She really is the one that's using a lot of the features. I want to know about the nuts and bolts and make sure it's going to get me to where I want to go and not break down. And she's the one that's actually a lot of times using more of the stuff than I am, quite frankly. So.
I spend more time inside. He spends more time outside.
Exactly. So this is going to be the his and hers tour of the XT15. And this is the Off-Grid Extreme. So this is a brand new model built by MDC. And we actually have camped a lot in a 15 hybrid trailer, right?
Yeah, quite a lot. In Baja, mountains. If you put it all together, it's probably been a good 30 days.
Oh, at least,
just
yeah.
Like apart and yeah.
Yeah, we were in Baja for, how long were we in Baja?
Woo, at least 10 days plus traveling time.
Yeah, so about 2 weeks. So we were about 2 weeks camping, and that was a 15. It wasn't this model year. That was almost
maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, so it was a little while ago, but it was a hybrid. It was a 15, so very similar style. But there's actually some cool things that I think we want to point out that, you know, things that you liked about that one and versus this one, and kind of point out those features. So should we get into this?
Let's go.
Okay, Betty, you ready?
She's always ready.
Okay, as we were prepping for this video, we thought it'd be kind of unique and fun to actually do the reverse rolls, I guess. Generally, I'm always doing the setup, but I'm gonna let her set up. Have you ever set any of these up?
No, the only thing I've done is use a drill to lower the, I don't even remember the names of things, the legs?
Yeah, stabilizers.
Okay.
Yeah,
stabilizers,
stabilizer legs. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm usually doing other stuff. I just let him do everything. So
Yeah. Well, she
likes it.
No, I set up. I generally will unhook the truck. She'll help me out with things, but generally I'm unhooking and doing all the setup, and then she's pulling stuff out of the cupboards, getting you know, the things kind of arranged and for the whole camping trip, pulling stuff out, getting all this set up. Watching Betty, of course.
And Courtney.
And Courtney, our daughter. Yeah.
Those that know Courtney. Yeah.
Yeah, we have an 8-year-old daughter, and she's always with us everywhere we go when we camp.
Yep.
You're going to probably talk about some of those important things for you, for Courtney, right?
For sure, because we're a family.
We're going to start with setup. Generally, I do the setup, like I said, but I want to show off how easy this trailer is to set up, and you're going to do the setup. So... should be pretty fun. So the very first thing is we want to pull up the e-brake. That's just like a vehicle e-brake. So just grab that handle and pull it up as hard as you can. There you go. It clips in.
Until it clicks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to want to lower the front jack. So this blue lever, you're going to grab that.
Okay.
And you're going to want to do it with 2 hands. So one hand on that and one hand push that down so you relieve some pressure. And then you pull this towards you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, you got to kind of sometimes wiggle it.
Clips like that?
Yep, and it clips just like that.
What is this called?
This is a jockey wheel.
Okay.
So this is the 750 series, and that's actually a new, more heavy-duty series than the previous years, just a more robust leg. So now open up in here, and you're going to find a little handle that goes onto this.
This guy?
Yeah.
I've seen him using these a lot.
So put that on right there.
Okay.
There you go.
Like a puzzle. Till it falls to the
All
ground?
the way down to the ground, yep. And then of course you'll unhook it off the truck. We're not gonna do that right now because we just wanna kind of show the main parts of the setup for the trailer itself. Now that you got that done, the next thing is we're gonna want to unlatch the roof. Now this does take a little bit of a taller person.
See, he likes to do it. He doesn't let me do it. You know, I don't like to do it, so I'm okay. And he says, oh, come help me. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm standing there and he ends up doing it all. So, okay.
Like,
he does it. He ends up doing it.
what are you talking trash behind my back? You're literally talking trash right behind my back. So after you've removed all the latches from the roof, generally we recommend having a step stool, because if you're not 6 feet, it's a little bit harder to reach. Now coming back here, this is the next part, Cyntia, is there's 4 of these. You're gonna pull up those latches and then pull that lever out. Yep. And then move it away. Yep, perfect. And you can drop the pin back in there so you don't lose it. And then there's also a pin right here, over here.
Oh.
See that pin? You're gonna wanna pull that pin out.
Okay.
And then this slides, yep, that slides all the way out. And just set it right there for now. Yep, perfect.
See, I'm glad I did my nails. All right.
And now if you want, you can grab the tire and just pull it down slowly. You don't need to use your whole hand.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And just let it drop, just let go. And it'll just go down.
Oh, that's
Same
nice.
thing on that
It's
side.
super, like, light, and that one wasn't easy. I don't know why I always think that it will be
Harder?
so hard, but no, that was easy.
Well, so the reason why she thinks it would be hard is because the last 15 we took on, that we've been on mostly, previously there was no gas struts. So this has 2 gas struts. So that allows it to easily lift. So you try doing that. See if you lift that up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the previous one had no gas struts. So it was almost like going to CrossFit and lifting a whole entire tire. You can even grab it right here if you don't want to touch the tire, and then you just kind of let it drop, because otherwise your hands get a little dirty. Just a little bit. Yep. So luckily there's a spigot on the front of the trailer.
These how dirty, pretty nails.
Yeah, exactly. There's a spigot on the front of the trailer. There's an outside shower. There's an outside sink, so you can wash your hands. Now there's 3 latches that you unlatch here.
So I just press it?
Push it. Yep. There's 3.
Oh, I see.
And they're locking, so you can. There's actually a key. So if you wanted to lock this, nobody could open it up. Now grab it from the center.
This center latch?
Yeah, and just pull it up.
Oh, super easy. Okay,
Now,
and I assume these guys?
Yep.
All right, pretty self-explanatory there. Oh.
Now this might be a little bit harder, but you can step on the tire right here to reach that latch up there.
That latch, okay. All right.
How tall are you?
5'5".
So she's not like super tall, and yeah.
Tall for a Peruvian.
Very tall for a Peruvian.
Okay. And then I assume these guys?
Yeah, grab that and lift that up. Once again, that has gas struts as well. Yeah. And the one that we took to Baja didn't. So for me to grab that and pull up was actually very hard for me, and she pulled that up with no problems.
Yeah, this was not bad at all. Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the previous 15 that I went didn't have any of these gas assisted struts, didn't have any of these features. And generally I was sweating, right? By the time setup was done.
Yeah.
I was ready to take a shower. So now the last thing, do you remember doing the roof? You helped with the roof a few times.
I have help with the roof. Okay, yeah.
Okay, this one's a lot more complex. Let me show you how it works. It's a lot. The other one you had to, there's like bars and you both had to do it. The reason why we did it together is because it actually was really heavy. And sometimes when you were doing it by yourself, even for me, it was hard to lift up. But this one's a little bit harder, more complex. So come right here, press up.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Pretty cool.
Like I said, this one is much more complex. You know, you got to turn on a switch and push a button. The other one, you had to use lots of your muscles. So you're set up.
Yay.
You're officially set up. That's
awesome.
everything to do to set up. Get
That's
this
very
set
cool.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you could open the kitchen and do all of that stuff, which I think we should get into in a little bit.
Okay.
And show off how that's set up, right?
Yeah. But no, it wasn't that complicated. I think with a good step stool, anybody can do it. So, you know,
Yeah.
it was great. Yeah.
I mean, the hardest part is those outside latches.
I think I was intimidated because that's true. In the past, they seem harder to set up. So I just like, yeah, you want to do it, just go ahead and you do it. But now I am not intimidated. So
Now she has dropped the stabilizers in the past.
oh, I have done that.
And those are extremely important depending on your mood. The Australians call them shagalizers. So, you know, you want to put those down so the trailer stays more stable. Do you know how to do that one?
I've done this one.
Yeah, so this one, you got to
cool.
lift with your other hand just because there's some pressure, and then pull at the same time and then drop it. And then push down. Yep. And then let go of this and then keep on moving it until you hear it click into place. Yep.
Oh.
There you go. Now it's
Okay.
clicked into place. And then of course, I have a cordless drill with this socket that we just put in, and it drops it down really quickly. But there's also a tool that you can use to crank it, that it comes with the trailer. So generally, after I have set the trailer up, which you just saw she set up, then I usually set the kitchen up, and she's inside taking things out and setting up on the inside. So let's do the outside kitchen now. I'm usually the one that's doing most of that setup. I think you may have done some.
I've done the kitchen a lot more. One of my favorite things about these RVs is the kitchen. They're like really fun outdoor kitchens with everything you pretty much need. It's easy to set up, and yeah, I'm super familiar with these ones. I've used it many times at the rallies, different campouts, adventures even that we've done with our roamers. So there we go. Whoop. It's a lot of fun features. Oh, I love these because when you're cooking and you know you're camping and there's some wind, you don't want the flames to go all over. You know, it changes the speed of your food and how it's cooking. So this is really nice to have. I love
It goes
this.
into that slot.
You know, so okay, all right, that's nice. So here's your kitchen, 3 burners. I love this thing. Okay, and then this is a fun feature. I didn't see it. Just like a little bit more storage. All right, there's a ton of storage here. There's a bunch of little, well, these are your hoses, right? This is your hose for your water. It goes through here. I don't know that. I've done these before because usually when we're at the rallies or something, Shane is super busy and I have learned to do this thing. So yeah, this is for your water, your gas.
Drop the gas down.
Okay, so this is the gas, right?
Yeah, no, I know you've hooked up the other ones before, so you just take that off.
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
pull it out. Yep. And then the same thing, you open it up again and then insert it and then let go of it, and then it locks in. Now you open that lever. There you go. And that's your propane.
Yeah.
And then the other wire down there that you pulled out.
Oh, this is a igniter, right?
Yeah, that plugs into right here.
Yep.
So go back over to the stove so you can see how it works. It's super easy.
I mean, I'm just like talking out loud, but I mean, everything is like very convenient nearby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this,
All right. Here's your drawer for pretty self-explanatory. You can put your forks, knives. It's actually pretty big, and you can put, I usually put seasonings too here. So it's just like variety of whatever you know that you're gonna use outside. Plenty of space. Is this removable? Ha! Very cool. Lots of options. And there's another drawer. How fun. You can put anything you want, or you can put something really special.
yeah, what is that?
Well, this is so fun. So this is a little pamphlet of what we do at ROA, and what we have is the ROA Owners Group Adventures. Well, these are some fun pictures of the adventures that we've done with some of our favorite people. I'm sure some of you are watching, and you know, we love you. Come back. I know you will.
And when we say favorite people, we mean everybody that buys a trailer from us.
Everybody is my
It's
favorite.
not just favorite. Like
Really.
we
Yeah.
this is something that sets ROA apart from any other dealer. So if you are looking at buying this trailer, that's something that you're not going to get anywhere else. Like if you buy a trailer from us, you become part of the ROA community, which is the roamer community.
Yeah, one big problem, and I actually was talking about this with a friend, is that she bought an RV during COVID and never took it out, never. Anyway, so here at ROA, we really I mean, get you going, and you really have an opportunity, more than one opportunity to use your RV. So I think this is very valuable. But anyway, big smiles when I see these pictures, because great people. We also have our rallies during Labor Day. It's always on that same day. So yep, we get together with a bunch of RVers. We just go to Romerland and hang out, have plenty of nights with fires and conversations. Just a memorable time where you can make friendships, build community, and really use your RV the way you want to camp outside and enjoy nature. So
yeah,
that's good people, right?
Yeah, and that is an exclusive benefit of working with ROA.
Yeah.
Is we have those advantages, and it's just, if you buy a trailer from us, you are automatically become a roamer, and then you can come to all of these things.
It's really special, you guys. Like really, it's really special. I look at these pictures and I just smile. I can name everybody here. So great. So,
yeah, we've done a lot of those every year, multiple trips, and then the rally is big enough for everybody that's ever bought a trailer from us. Could be hundreds or 1,000 people if we have the space and capacity.
We do have the space, so come.
So yeah, there's also something else on this that's different right by that drawer to the top of it in there. Do you see those buttons?
Oh, white and yellow.
So turn one of them on.
Oh,
Do you see what happened?
The light.
Yeah, now turn that white off
Okay.
and turn the yellow. And you know what that is?
Oh.
To deter the mosquitoes and the bugs.
My favorite thing.
You love mosquitoes?
I love nature, but I hate mosquitoes and wasps. So anyway, this is amazing, because I'm usually like praying myself. That sounds
and that's to deter it, right? Like bugs are more attracted to white light than they are to the yellow lights.
And I'm not white, so I don't know why they're attracted to me. You can remove that.
No, that's true. Okay, open up this one. It's because we have some more storage that you've probably never seen on the last ones we've used.
Well, this is for your TV, right?
Yeah, but you can also store stuff here.
Yeah.
And then also look at this. This is metal, so you can use this as a cutting board or a tray.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Stainless steel, so it's not going to hurt it. And then this one.
All right. Good. This storage is the sweetest. I think every RV should have this. I mean, it goes through the inside, and you can also reach everything you have here on the outside. It's really beautiful, easy to use. Truly one of my favorite things in this RV. So, and most of the MDCs too. I know the MDC 17 has it as well. So yes, I love it. Absolutely love it. You have truly a whole outdoor kitchen here that is so beautiful and usable. So yes, you know, seriously, yeah, everybody has to do this. I mean, I don't know why they didn't think of it before. So here we're gonna look at these big storage area. This is where you would usually put a fridge. We just have it as storage right now, but here, everything, it's pretty big actually, and it just comes out. You can leave it hanging outside. Well, here you have some lights and plugs and everything you need truly to install your fridge, but it's a pretty big size. I mean, you can put a 90-liter fridge in here. Plenty of room to put the necessary stuff for your camp out. So, yeah.
Okay, so the next things up we want to talk about is some more manly stuff that I really like about this trailer. Number one, most important thing is the way it's constructed. This is riding on an independent suspension. So most travel trailers in America are going to be using a solid axle. This has A-arms and it's completely independent. So you have coil, 2 gas shocks, very large gas shocks. It's the X-Trax. This is a proprietary patent suspension system built by MDC, and it is very, very robust. It is going to get you off-road and back to the pavement without breaking down. Also, the spindles, they're true, genuine Timken bearings, so they're not using no-name bearings. We've had manufacturers in the past that use these things and they end up having issues. So everything that MDC is putting on this trailer is going to be very top shelf, premium and high quality for you to get, well, they're designed to get into the outback. MDC has sold 40,000 trailers in the Australian market, and that's a lot of trailers going in the outback, and you can't have things failing on you. So in the US, you can really be confident that the construction of this unit is really top notch. Also above that suspension system and your mud terrain tires with your large wheel nuts and your bearings, it's a dual bearing system. Above that, we have the chassis or the frame, which is a hot dip galvanized steel, and they use a structural steel, so it's very strong. This is so strong that MDC is willing to back it up and guarantee a lifetime warranty. That's a big deal. Now, there are some other cool things, and I'll get into more of those things. We have the Tucson sway control, so that helps with stability. It's kind of like similar to traction control in your car. If you start going out of control, it will straighten itself out again. Another thing that I want to talk about that I'll get into more inside is the electrical system. Now, this is the Off-Grid Extreme. They have two different models, and I'm going to be doing a video of the 2025 later on. This is a 2026 model year, and it's the Off-Grid Extreme. So it has 745 watts of solar on the roof. It has a massive 400 amp hour lithium battery built by Renogy. It's paired with the One Core system, which monitors everything, does your DC to DC charger, which you can charge your trailer from your truck while driving and put a lot of amperage into the battery system, while at the same time simultaneously use your solar panels to charge your batteries, or you can plug it in and use your batteries. So there's a lot of different ways to keep your batteries charged so that you can be off grid and stay off grid for extended times. So another thing is we do have some good cargo space up here, and you can see how they've had this angled so you have a really sharp turn radius while you're off-roading or whether you're just on-roading. These are really large storage compartments too. There are jerry can holders in here, so you can slide in some gas cans or water. This is where your propane tanks hang out. It comes standard with two 20-pounders, but there is enough space in here to put two 30-pounders. And there's a lot of details about MDC that you might not see on a lot of trailers, like using this braided steel hoses opposed to rubber hoses that will heat up and crack over time. It's just, there's a lot more quality and there's a lot of detail in these units that you're not going to see on a lot of trailers in America. Most trailers built in America are really poorly built, and everything they do is pretty cheap with the intentions that you're just going to buy this trailer, it's going to fall apart, and you're going to go trade it in, and it's going to end up in a dump or a landfill in 10 to 15 years. That's the actual data on the RV industry. MDC gives a lifetime warranty on their chassis. That they don't expect that this thing is going to the landfill in 10 to 15 years.
So now that Shane's done talking about all of the, to me, boring, kind of tedious stuff, we're gonna go to the inside and see like the real thing inside this beautiful RV. So come with me. Look at this space. It doesn't really look it, at least from my point of view, outside, it looks like a small RV. But now that it's all set up, really is spacious. I mean, I'm stretching my arms and it's beautiful. I love the colors. I love this natural color. That's something that really stands out to me at first. The bed is huge. The bed is something, I mean, it's sleeping good. While camping out is one of your priorities, this is it. This bed is really big. I love also just like the natural light that you can have in here. I mean, we are in a good place right now where the weather is great, but look at all of the natural light. You don't really need the lights on right now. You know, you have a window right by your kitchen, right above in the canvas. Another one here, you have two windows next to each other, plus the one in the back. A lot of natural light if you're like in the mountains by the beach and you just want to soak in all of that goodness from nature. This is it. And then you have more windows here. This is covered, but another beautiful window to see the lake. So yes, a lot of natural light that I gotta point out. The space, the bed, big bed. This is amazing. This table where you can comfortably sit, and then you can move it if you need it out of your way because you just want to walk around and you're going to spend time outside. Just put it away. So we're gonna look at the storage that this beautiful RV has. So here you have your specs, and then you have a pretty deep space to put your clothing. That's what I would do. I would probably put just coats and just clothes. I pack it really compact, so I think this is good enough for me and Shane. So 2 adults can put a lot of clothes in here. I'm putting my arm and stretching it out inside. I don't know if you get a picture of this, but you can see how deep it is. You can definitely put a lot of stuff in here. I mean, for all the camping that I've done, I feel like this is a great space. This is a little bit small. No, actually pretty big. It's pretty deep too. But anyway, lots of space here to put your clothing and the things that you need. I'll probably put, you can even throw shoes here. So anyway, really great space. This is the awesome storage for food. Everything here should be food. I mean, you should put everything food related here because, you know, it makes sense. It's the burners, your sink. Anyway, this is fantastic. I can't point that enough. You know, like you can reach it from the inside or outside. If somebody's inside and then somebody else needs something from the outside, you can just put it here and send it like mail. Anyway, I love it. Okay, let's keep on opening these fun spaces. So this is under the sink. And you can still put some like garbage bags, maybe a small room, just some small stuff that wouldn't hit these. You got some pretty good storage there. I love these little things. Of course, you can do that yourself too, but I love that it's already here because you can just hand your coats. That's something that is, I feel like every RV owner does. They just put their hooks and stuff, whatever they think they will hang their coats, their keys, you know, most. But here is an unpopular opinion, and I actually like wet baths. I know most people don't, but I do. And maybe it's because I'm a mom and I have a kid and I love the beach. So whenever we camp at the beach or wherever there's a lot of dirt, which is normally everywhere you will camp, honestly, but it just helps you keep everything clean. You know, you just come to the wet bath, grab your, where is it? Oh, right here. Okay. And you just clean your feet, everything before bed. I mean, it's done. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's more convenient, especially for families and kids, even pets. You know, you can just like rinse off your pet real quick, dry it, you're done, right? So I love wet baths, and you just do a quick spray and it's done. I love that it's big too, you know, because usually sometimes some models, it's like a little bit cramped. I know that Shane does the soap drop test. I'm not gonna do that, you guys. Fight clap, little, but it's pink, hey. So anyway, some fun storage here, but I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I like it. All right, so I just grabbed the towel and I'm just like noticing a lot of more things around here. I love these little racks that they have added for your towels or your swimsuit, whatever you got wet, you can just put it here. I have to point out that they have gone a little bit more modern, which I love. These things are black. I think they look much more sleek. In fact, it adds a little bit of elegance. I feel like it's usually like a metal color like this, but this black just adds contrast and it's really beautiful. I put the shower head at the top, but you can put it anywhere. Just love this bathroom. Well, mirror, toilet, sink, just a beautiful setup inside, lots of room. I sometimes like change too in here, you know, it's like we have the windows open and whatnot, and you're just trying to go or get off your swimsuit because it's wet, right? You just go in here and do it because there's a lot of space, you guys, once again. So I think that's my favorite thing. Space, clean, beautiful. So, right, beautiful bathroom. Good job, MDC. Really great. Okay, so we're done talking about the bathroom. Like, once again, unpopular opinion, but sure, one of my favorites. So we're gonna move on to other features and details here. I have to point out this sink. I mean, look at this space. I know this is supposed to be a more compact RV, but they have really used every space in a very flowy way. I love when it just flows. So this sink is actually really nice. Look at this color, right? Very cool. Deep and black. I love the mix of colors, the white, the black, and the natural wood. It's really pretty. These you can definitely use as a cutting board, and they can be done and just put it in there. I love that feature. So it's very, very, very cool. You know, you can just like use it. I mean, use it as a counter space when you're not using this area, right? This goes down too, and then you have a lot of space to use to just put stuff if you're hanging out inside. Look at that. So really, really cool. All right, so another thing that as many of you know, we have an 8-year-old Courtney. She's adorable. And one of the things that I love about RVs is when they have bunk beds. So I'm gonna step down here so you can appreciate this space more. We've camped in similar models like these before, and they usually had one bunk bed that we had to set up. It just came up or down, and it was against the canvas at the very top. But this one is already set up, you guys. And I love when things are done and easy and just, you can just go, you know, and enjoy your time. I am not a fan of setting up a million things. So for me, whenever things are easy and done, it's the best. Anyway, so this is done for you. You know, you can just go. You don't have to worry about it. It's another fun space too. I can picture my 8-year-old just playing here, putting toys. You know, I love that you have the bottom one too because it's less cold. Usually the canvas area is a little bit colder, but these ones are actually really, really good. We have camped in many of these models and they're amazing. But anyway, I love that there's one here. It's pretty big. You could actually put 2 kids here, I think. So, because it's really, an adult will be very comfortable here. And yeah, this one is a little bit slimmer, so definitely a kid, you know, or a very skinny guy. Great bunk beds. You can't pass this, right? You have to notice how they have used every space. Once again, MDC really thinks of have to use every single space to make it more functional, right? So here we go. Look at all of these storage. You know, you can put whatever you want. I would put Courtney's clothes in here, Courtney's shoes. I usually like to put her stuff wherever she can reach herself, so then she can grab it instead of being, Mom, where is it? So I would definitely put all of her stuff in these cubbies. Toys. So this is great, you know. I'll probably put some shoes here, but look at all of that storage area. There's a lot. So there you go. If you thought that was like the previous ones next to the big bed were the only ones, well, here you go. You got more. There you go. So beautiful RV. You have your ladder here to climb up to the top. You didn't think that you were going to have to bump in here and then go. So no, we're not acrobats. So there you go. You have a ladder there. So these are my favorite things about the MDC 15. Thank you for walking with me. Now we're going to go grab Shane and see what else he has to add about this unit. Thank you.
Okay. Now, let's talk about some technical things. I know some things that sometimes the men want to know about, which is the electronics, the components, and also the tech. My wife is not super into tech, but I do. I don't consider myself super techie, but I do like the tech. One thing I do want to point out, I don't think she mentioned this, was all these latches are locking. So when this shuts, you can't open this without twisting this knob. And of course you can engage it, whether you're off-roading or not. Just going down a highway and hitting a big bump, you know, that jostles around and the doors open, things fall out. I was on a camping RV trip with a bunch of buddies years ago. We were doing a triathlon and I took a sharp turn on the road and the cupboard door opened and a jar of pickles came out and shattered everywhere. Not fun, and it made the whole trip stinky. Now, moving into here, we have a bunch of stuff going on. I'll go over this. These are all breakers. Most trailers in America are still using those automotive fuses that you have to, you know, grab your needles and pull out. These are just breakers. So if something's not working, it's just gonna pop here and you're gonna just push the button and you're back on the road. Super easy to diagnose an issue, right? Say my water heater's not working, boom, I push the button, maybe the breaker tripped. That's it. If it continues to trip, then you need to find out if there's a short somewhere and you would bring it to a service facility or reach out to us. Now over here we have a bunch of switches, and this engages, turns on gives power to the component that you want on. So you have furnace, water heater, you know, your fridge system, your DC to DC. Now this right here is the one core system built by Renogy, and this tells you everything about the trailer when it comes to power. If you recall, I said 745 watts of solar on the roof. That's an insane amount of solar. You have a 400 amp hour Renogy lithium battery, and then you have a lot of components that monitor and run that system, which I'll show you in just a second. But right here, this is your display system. It's super easy to know what's happening here. It's at 94%. It says time remaining. At our current usage, we have 7 days and 2 hours. I don't got a lot of things on. I do have the fans running, so we are pulling some power right now. But then you can go in here and you can see, you know, everything that's happening. You can see your charge controllers. If you were to plug into your truck, you could see the DC to DC charge coming in, all your solar. There's also some other little features in here that I don't think we talk about a lot. They're just little extras. You have an RV leveling system. You can see we're not super level. We've lifted the tongue up to unhook off the truck, but we didn't drop it back down. So you can see we're kind of nose in the air, and we're kind of 0.4 degrees sideways. That says the left's too low. The cool thing is you actually have an app, so you can pull this app in your car. So when you're in your truck and you pull to camp, you can open the app and you can see these things right on your phone. So just a lot of cool features that you can be able to control on your phone or in this display right here. Now right here, these are tank heaters. So the new Extreme Off-Grid, as well as the 2025 models, all come equipped with tank heaters. So if you are going somewhere pretty cold, this is not hot water. This is a pad that's on your water tank to keep it from freezing in cold weather. Now, another feature that's been added to all the Extreme Off-Grids is everything has moved to Truma only. You have an air conditioner, you have a furnace, and you have a water heater, and it's all Truma appliances. Truma is a German company, and they are just some of the best components ever. So you can turn on your heater, but you can also adjust this and turn also your AC here. It just depends on what you're trying to control. There's and it depends on which model you have. Some of the models you actually use the AC through a remote as well. But right here you can see this is the Truma. This is the Adventa Truma air conditioner. This is one of the most efficient air conditioners on the market that you can buy right now. And it is a 13,500 BTU air conditioner, and it is very, very quiet. And the cool thing is with the Off-Grid Extreme, you can actually run this off-grid. So you can turn on the inverter system and be able to run this air conditioner in the middle of the summer. That is pretty cool. Obviously you have limited use because you only have 400 amps of lithium, but nonetheless, you can crank this thing on, cool it off right before going to bed, run it for an hour, get this whole trailer really cold, and then shut it off and turn these fans on and, you know, kind of get the airflow through the night, keep you nice and cool. But really, really cool. When I'm out camping, the biggest, usually when I even go into the mountains, just driving from the valley up into the mountains, sometimes it's 100 degrees in the trailer when you get up there and you're trying to open it up and cool it down, and it takes hours. You crank that AC on and really quickly it will cool down this entire trailer. So this is kind of your systems here. I'm gonna now lift up the cushion underneath the table and show you some of the electronics that are very cool. Okay, moving on down here, we have the electronic compartment. And one of the things that I just love about MDC is how tidy everything is. See this, these are fuses, these are breakers, and see how they cover them up with the rubber, and everything is just so easy to access. You have your bus bars right here that you can access. And look at this, you have everything zip tied together. It really, I mean, there's a lot going on here, but it's done really nicely. Now, right here, of course, we have the 3,000 watt Renogy inverter, and this will power up the air conditioning unit. And then coming over here, we have our MPPT solar charge controller. This will monitor most of the solar panels on the roof. It does go through here. And this is a dual solar charge controller and a DC to DC charger as well. So you have that controls both your entire solar array on the roof as well as your hookup to your truck. Now the trailer comes standard with this DC to DC charger and that Anderson plug at the front of the truck. Now if you do want to get the Anderson plug on your truck so that this will charge while you drive, then you can get that installed at one of our shops. We install that, currently we're installing that in Colorado Springs, Utah, and in South Carolina. But this is all of your electronic system, very well done. Another thing that I want to point out, this is a heat duct. We do now have the Truma Vario heat, and it is ducted down right into this area, and you can open and close this. So this is going to heat the actual bedroom area. This thing is ducted throughout, and that's one of the updates in the new 2026 models. They're using that ducted Vario heat. You have another duct over here by the bed, and then there's another duct right by the door. And this is nice because this is right across from the bunk beds. So the kids are not going to freeze. This is going to shoot over and get you a nice heat. Now, I will also say that the standard Dometic furnace that was the single port, that does dump out a lot of heat, and it will heat the entire trailer without any issues. This is just going to kind of distribute it a little bit differently. And then I also like that you can turn it on and off. So you can have it blowing on the bed in here, but if you like it colder while you sleep, you can shut it off here and blow more towards the kids. So there's a little bit more customization. And then of course, the water heater is going to be the Truma AquaGo, and that is going to give you on-demand hot water, continuous. So you just turn on the hot water and it's going to engage, and then you're going to start having hot water. You can take, you can take a 30-minute hot shower if you wanted to. Of course, you run out of water. Now, as far as specs go, I'm going to just let you go down below. There is going to be a link that's going to go to a brochure, and that will go over all the specs, the weights, the lengths, the capacities. So go down there. We also have a full tour of the 2025 XL15, which is the same model, just 1 year older. Go check that out, and you'll be able to learn more about the construction. I know this was a his and hers, and we kind of went back and forth, but that is going to give you a lot of information on the trailer that you are missing in the video as far as specs go. Well, here we are ending it on, I think, our favorite place about trailers, right?
Yes.
The bed, right? We love the bed in trailers, and to me, what's the main reason why you want a trailer?
To be comfortable. You want to camp, but in comfort. So that's what I want a trailer, so I can have a place to go to the bathroom, but also the most important thing, to sleep comfortably at night and just wake up, re-energize, and truly, truly enjoy the place instead of like sleeping on the ground. Anyway, I could go on, but the bed is really important.
Yeah, I love camping, and it's like one of my passions in life is to be in nature and go camping. And I always people are always like, oh, you get a trailer so you're gonna go camping. And I'm like, no, that's not true. If you love camping and if you love nature, you're gonna go out in it no matter what, trailer or not, right? I mean, what's the first camper that we had? The first camper that we had. What did we camp in the very first time?
It was a black SUV.
No, Grand Am. We were in the Grand Am first.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was a Grand Am. Yeah.
We were in a Grand Am and a tent. That's how we used to camp, right?
We didn't even set the tent. We just
we usually slept in the car, or sometimes we'd
in an inflatable mattress
with no tent.
But the air went out.
Yeah.
And so we were on the ground, and in the middle of the night, we just got back in the car, and we're all like, oh.
Well, believe it or not, though, despite all of those things, I loved it because we were out camping. We were out having fun. We were enjoying nature. We were exploring, and then we upgraded to an SUV. We had a Ford Explorer. I love Ford. No offense to Ford. But then we also had a Dodge Durango for a while.
Oh yeah.
That thing had way more problems than the Explorer, actually.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But and then now we have trailers, and the reason why we have a trailer is so that we can get out and camp, but we can do it comfortably. Nice bed.
Oh yes.
Shade,
AC, heat, anything you need.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
Kitchen. Refrigerator.
Fridge,
I mean, an ice chest is the worst thing ever. Really, it melts, so you're always trying to fill up the new ice. Every morning you're dumping it out because it's filling up. And I don't know what it is about ice chests, but everything gets soggy even if it's sealed, it feels like. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, it's fine, it will be fine. It's because it's so sealed up. And then I feel like you throw away so much food when you go camping with an ice chest.
True, bread goes bad. Anyway. No.
But in a trailer, it's not like that, right?
No, we don't have those problems. We put everything in our fridge and we're good.
Ultimately, you save money when it comes to food when you're camping in a trailer. If you have any more questions specifically about this trailer, go down below, there's a brochure. If you want to see one of these trailers, you can come to one of our four locations, right?
Yes, we are in Lindon, Utah, in Colorado, Arizona, and in South Carolina. So just reach out to our guys.
Yeah, and this is why you camp, so you can go to beautiful places like this.